The Hammerites. Apparently not very popular in the city, but it looks like they're the law here in Sunnyport. If there is any such thing as true law in this land of infidels. Some new group called the Mechanists seem to be running them out of the city recently, so the Hammers have retreated to some of these little out-of-the-way towns, like Sunnyport, where they appear to be thriving. These guys, however, seem to have been here for some time. I don't know or care much about these strange religions or their practices. But these Hammers may be just the thing to take care of my smuggler friends. They don't seem the type that would tolerate a slave trade or art smuggling in their happy little town. I tried to find a way into the rear compound, but it looks to be off limits to initiates. I'll just have to break in the front and see what I can find. I don't have a plan yet, but there's gotta be some way to alert these fanatics to all the illegal activity going on under their ugly noses. If they catch sight of me, I'm dead. I get the feeling they don't tolerate visitors, especially foreign women, but I'd sure like to see them bring those heavy sledgehammers down on Kadar's murderers.
A question of knowledge. Break into the Hammer Temple. Find out that the Hammers are capable of aiding you in your quest for revenge. Find out the name and location of the Hammer High Priest in charge of Sunnyport. Sweep the premises for 1,100 in loot. You don't want to harm your chances for revenge. Don't kill any Hammers. Make it back out to the streets. A heads up that we read a long time ago in the very first quest of a member of the Hand Brotherhood who had snuck into a Hammerite cathedral a long time ago to acquire a certain book. And then that Hand Brotherhood member went missing. I suspect maybe Malak is that member, and we might find out some information about that here. Also, in the mission where we needed to sneak onto the train, it occurred to me that I didn't quite realize what the huge deal was with the Mechanist and Hammer talking, but now it makes sense here. The Hammers don't accept females into their ranks, so Sayer here is completely unable to try to pull off the same technique that Garrett did in the first Thief, trying to pose as a initiate. She has no chance of doing that. She's a girl. They will simply reject her outright, so she has to break in the hard way. Alright, let's see what's available for purchase. And then well, obviously we'll start this mission. Thank you guys for watching, and being patient with this one. I think I'm failing more often in this mission than I was in this series than I was in the previous one in Thief 2. Alright, we have another elemental catalyst for my water arrows. I do like water arrows. I like having an even number of them. It's a temple. I'm not expecting to fight any Mechanists stuff, so I wouldn't imagine the EMP is going to help me very much. I do want one of these. How much is a gas arrow? 500? No. I don't really need that. I didn't even use that other rope arrow, did I, whatsoever? We'll take a flash bomb. Okay, this will have to do. Let's get moving.
Sunnyport. Ha! By the builder. The sun is surely frightened away by the greed and avarice of these beggarly shopkeepers. Snow in Sunnyport. Bah! 'Tis most assuredly fair weather in the city this day. Understand the misery I must tolerate in this wretched place. Ungrateful miscreants.
Strong as the hammer, wielded in solitude, stronger yet the hammer, raised and struck for a righteous cause. Of the Hammer, verse 1.
Spare the hammer, rot the child. see that? Or did I not? Nay, nothing more than sparrows and rats. Cursed scuttling. Spare the hammer and rot the child.
Hammer, anvil, forge, and fire, chase away the hoof and lyre. Roof and doorway, block and beam, chase the trickster from our dreams.
And when he smote.
Why are they always treating me like an invalid? I'll do that for you, brother. Allow me to take your shift, brother. Just because I'm the owner does not mean that I should be caught.
Spare the hammer, rot the child.
Sleeping on there. Guards us his children. Trickster, beware. Why are they always treating me like an invalid? I'll do that for you, brother. Allow me to take your shift, brother. Just because I'm the oldest doesn't mean I should be caught. Where'er he should fell the trickster to a mighty foe, and didst return the builder to much praise and victory. The trickster shall not step foot in his house again. Why are they always treating me like an invalid? Allow me to take your shift, brother. Hammer, anvil, forge, and fire, chase away the hoof and lyre. Roof and doorway, block and beam, chase the trickster from our dreams.
Surely the Brotherhood should be investing in reliable lighting mechanisms.
The builder smiles upon me. Didst I hear something scuttle?
I'd best to get more rest, lest I be taken by rats. Nay.
Hey, did you see something? I don't normally allow anyone in my kitchen.
Since when is the galley such a secret? 'Tis not as if thou are cooking up poisons and potions.
Of course not. Why would I ever want to poison anyone? It's just that many of my dishes are sensitive. I must remain focused on my creations.
Sensitive? Why, just last week I didst use your mutton loaf to pry the lid from a clogged sewage tunnel. Brother Derek is said to be using yesterday's butter roll as a doorstop in his quarters. Even the rats are demanding compensation for removing the wretched scraps from the builder's house of worship.
I've been distracted by personal problems.
Not to worry, friend. The dangers I face at thy table serve only to strengthen my faith in the healing mercies of the builder. I'm getting tired of this. If I have to take matters into my own hands, they will not be so happy.
Terrible cold. Curse the trickster.
Chamber pot duty again. Hate this job. What is that? Okay, one more thing to do and then it's bedtime for me. Stupid bitch. Fat slobs. I've already fixed it twice. I'm not fixing it again. Okay, I've had it. Next person to ask for a foot washing loses a toe. can't take this anymore. Okay, chamber pots brown, flower pots blue. Chamber pots brown, flower pots blue. Got it. Wash the dishes. Sweep the floor. Don't forget to put the broom back. Got your broom right here, lady.
Gil, tomorrow's soup will be just fine. Make sure not to overdo it. The chemical I have given you is extremely potent and will take effect within the day if mixed properly. As promised, you'll receive a handsome pay raise and a promotion as well once I have taken Bishop Cavador's place. Only keep silent until the excitement of the next few days has died down. Anam.
I guess I'm not the only one sneaking around in this place.
Okay, one more thing to do and then it's bedtime for me.
Lazy is the farmer who tends not his crop. Unrighteous is the acolyte who tends not his tools. Service of the Brotherhood.
Why are they always treating me like an invalid? I'll do that for you, brother. Allow me to take your shift, brother. Just because I am the oldest does not mean that I should be coddled.
I have remained strong. My sturdy hammer companions would not dare to complain or grumble of the stomach flu, so neither shall I. I was able to keep down a small bit of water today, the first time all day. I can't imagine where I would have contracted such a terrible sickness. Perhaps it's only the winter weather. I shall sleep for a while, and if the illness has not subsided, I will shamefully appeal for help into town for the hand of a healer. But for now, I must rest.
Wow, that meal certainly didn't agree with him.
Poor guy. I got violently ill myself around Thanksgiving and had to go to the hospital.
Allow me to take your shift, brother. Just because I am the oldest does not mean that I should be cut.
Sate thy appetite on healthful things, and thou shalt grow tall and strong as an oak, ready to be used for great ends by the works of the builder. Of the Hammer, verse 11.
letter to thee.
Set aside thy selfish quests and foul deeds. Bring forth not spoiled fruit or mines. Instead, raise thy gauntleted fists and focus thy energies to tasks not wasted on the transient sins of the flesh. First Book of the Wrath, verse 3.
What's that?
Snow in Sunnyport. Bah, 'tis most assuredly fair weather this day.
'Tis now nearly 5 years since the eradication of the filthy smugglers, and that only be by the builder's might. But often I wonder, to what end? Where one form of extortion and theft has been cut out, another is grown on top of it, as a scab upon an infected wound. Alas, our order lacks its former strength to stop these evil merchants, their fleecing of innocents by cheap wares and deceitful sales tactics. I have received word from my superiors in the city that the mechanist's threat has reached alarming proportions. Our order is now tasked with retrieving the orb of St. Basmus from its resting place. I can imagine not of what use the orb will be. Basmus was but an old crank, practically a heretic if the tales are true. 'Tis no wonder he was buried far and away from the sacred burial sites in the city. I both doubt and fear that the powers of the orb, so I shall consider this in due time. Sending good men into that evil mausoleum is the last thing I desire upon my conscience. Upon further reflection, I am troubled that our order finds itself in such a dire position as to depend on ancient relics and charms, such as this orb. What has become of the once proud tradition of the hammers? I believe it is slowly crumbling, weakened by those within who refuse to explore new means by which we may serve the builder. I dare not share these thoughts with my brothers, but write them here, if only to relieve their continual pressing on my soul. I have thought to give ear to the mechanist's doctrines, but I fear that this is a path destined to apostasy. Apostasy. Perhaps I might obtain some of their writings to examine first hand. Is it possible that my old phobias have returned? So long have I been able to work unmolested by the fears of contamination that once besieged me, but just this afternoon, as I began to eat, that familiar dread came upon me, and I was unable to take a single bite. Cook Gill had created a special dish for me, so I regretted to push it away. I was relieved a bit that the quartermaster Samuel sat nearby and was more than happy to take my portion. Possibly this business with the orb and my recent spiritual struggles have rekindled my anxieties concerning food and environment. Wow. Samuel died by eating the poisoned food meant for Cavador. Onum has been acting strangely the past few days. Does he perhaps know of my malcontentedness? Does he suspect that within these very walls I have brought the writings of Charis to study? His doubts concerning my leadership are no secret to me, but lately he seems to follow my every move as a predator of sorts. I loathe the paranoia of these men. Quartermaster Samuel has been locked in his quarters for 3 days now. The man is usually dependable, but perhaps Onum has turned him against me as well, and he is simply avoiding me. The city brethren inquire as to my delay in recovering the orb from the mausoleum. I have selected Brother Onum to lead a retrieval party. With Onum gone, I will be free to make inquiries around the compound to see if he suspects anything. I have asked Brother Arifax to pull the copies of our old maps from the library, along with any pertinent information about the artifacts stored in the mausoleum. Arifax hath been locked away with his books for too long, and I fear for his sanity. However, he is full able to provide any information Onum will need to recover the orb. May the builder make him swift. You may be able to beat Onum to the orb. Search the basement library for a map that will lead you to the St. Basmus burial in the mausoleum. I guess we want this for power? Bishop Ornum, please remind the other priests that there are to be no acolytes in the rear compound. The initiates must gain a clear understanding of our hierarchy, and permitting them to enter areas intended for the high-ranking members of the Order will not accomplish this task. They are too young and reckless to gain a balanced understanding of the creature comforts and pleasure that the older members enjoy in the compound. At the proper time, they will be given admittance, but not until. All violators will be punished severely, both the initiate and the priest from whom he obtained passage into the compound. High Priest Cavador. That idiot Gil! Has the man never poisoned anyone before? It was to be a simple task, yet Cavador walks around as if in health of youth. Either Gil has bumbled the job, or Cavador is truly protected by the builder himself. The latter is hardly likely, considering his lackluster sermons as of late. This is a most curious turn of events. It seems as if the poison has only served to strengthen Cavador. I caught him returning to the compound tonight without any heavy clothing, but he seemed unaffected by the chilling wind. I can't think of where he would go in this weather without his overjacket, but I suspect it had little to do with the builder's business. He claimed to have been retrieving books from the library, but when I asked him to show me what volumes he had retrieved, he scoffed and hurried on his way. The man grows more apathetic in his convictions as the days go by. It is by the builder's mercy that he will die soon, lest he receive a greater punishment for his continued complacency. Cavador is still in prime health and has assigned me to retrieve the orb of St. Basmus from the mausoleum. He claims the leadership in the city has commanded it, but I am certain this is a plot to get rid of me. He has undoubtedly discovered my conspiracy with Gil and has planned some sort of ambush. I must be ever vigilant. He has assigned some of the new initiates to accompany me, but I am unsure as to their spiritual state. It is possible that Cavador has already corrupted them? This is extremely unfortunate. 'Tis madness to send me, a bishop, into this undead territory with only novices at my side. The city shall hear of this upon my return. If I cannot clear him out of the way, perhaps the order in the city will do it for me when they hear of this recklessness.
And when he spoke... Hear the hammer, rock the child.
Brother Vorbis, hath Bookmaster Avarax been taken by the trickster's demons? I called upon him 2 days past for assistance with a reading assignment from our... epistemological harmatology course. He foisted upon me 2 entire volumes dealing with soteriological dulsgasthesium and some other horrible word I can't pronounce. Has the man completely lost all sense of reason? He then proceeded to ramble on about the merits of reformed something revisionism in full hearing of all the library. When I admonished him that our order holds strictly to the revised something else progressivism, he angrily began listing every breakfast food he's eaten in the last 2 weeks. I urged you to speak with him and recommend a formal inquiry into his doctrinal fortitude. Brother Nimrod.
I hear something with mine failing ears.
Something is awry here. I'm going to take a look. Show thyself, scoundrel. Thou canst only remain hidden for so long.
Never have I seen such foul weather as in this deplorable excuse for a town.
Sorry everyone, trying to figure out how I get down to the library. And it's also dinner time for me, so I probably should save the game and stop here. So I think we will do that. We made good progress here. Holy crap. Wow, that right there, I thought it was all over. Oh, thank goodness. I was able to take a quick peek and run away. Alright, so we're going to stop here. Thank you for watching. When we pick back up, we'll try to see if we can reach the basement of this place. I will see you guys then.